nations. Hebrew kingdom building.
Hallelujah. Say, we thank you for our breath. We thank you for our breath. Sing aloud. We thank you for our breath. We thank you for our sight. We thank you for a voice. Say, we thank you for a mind. I thank you I can walk. Say, I thank you I can move. Let me see y'all move. One more again. Say, I thank you I can move. I thank you for my fam. Let me see y'all. I thank you for my fam. Say, I thank you for my friends. Said, I thanked you yesterday. And I thank you once again. And after I thank him, say I thank him once again. Everybody say Tuda Rabba. Say Tuda Rabba. Say Tuda Rabba. Say Tuda Rabba. Let me hear the young men say hallelujah. Say hallelujah, young men. Say hallelujah. Come on, let me see y'all do it. Let me see y'all do a little step with it. Say hallelujah. Come on, young man. Say it after me. Hallelujah. 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 Come on, young man. Say hallelujah. 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 Say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Say hallelujah. Keep doing it. Hallelujah. Keep doing it. Keep going.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I'm gonna hear the daughter saying, Tuda Rabba. Tuda Rabba. Come on, say it. Say Tuda Rabba. Come on, sing it with me. Say Tuda Rabba. 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 Tuda. Say we thank you in the east. Come on, let me see y'all do it. We thank you in the west. Yeah. Say we thank you in the north. Come on, let me see y'all lean with me. Say we thank you in the south. Hey. Say we thank you in the east.
We thank you in the east.
Say we thank you in the west.
We thank you in the west.
Say we thank you in the north.
We thank you in the north.
Say we thank you in the south.
We thank you.
Everybody say you are the most high.
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 You are the most high. You
in the sight. Sit down with it. Say we humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. We humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. We humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. Say we humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. We will humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. Say we will humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. Say we will humble ourselves. Just voices. Just voices. Say we will humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. Say we will humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. Said we will humble ourselves in the sight of Yah. Say we will humble ourselves in the sight. Hallelujah. Everybody lift up your voice for Yahuwah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. One more time. Lift up your voice for Yahuwah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling too? Say to belong. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That was Stu. That was Stu, wasn't it? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I had a good time with y'all worshiping Yahuwah. Hallelujah. See, it was serious. Y'all meant that. But y'all still enjoyed it, right? It's okay to enjoy serving Yahuwah. You ain't got to look at serving Yahuwah like it's serious, but you can enjoy serving Yahuwah. You just don't make a joke out of it. But you can have a good time serving Yahuwah, all right? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right, y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all blood flowing a little bit? Huh? Mine is. I'm sweating. Y'all sweating? All right. Hallelujah. All right. Well, parents, y'all ready? One more time, crowd. Y'all ready? Well, we got ourselves a beautiful cast today. Hallelujah. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and start getting prepared for the play. It's 1:30. Hallelujah. Yeah. Yeah.
Long ago in the kingdom of Persia, there lived a rich and mighty king named Ahasuerus. His kingdom was so big that it stretched from India all the way to Ethiopia. Ahasuerus was the greatest king in the world. Since the king was so powerful, he could do whatever he pleased. In the 3rd year of his reign, he held a party at his palace in Shushan. The capital city, he invited the princes and leaders of Persia to join him. The princes were excited. They had heard all about the king's wonderful parties. They jumped on horses and raced to Shushan to eat and drink with the king. The king wanted to show everyone his great wealth. He gave the princes delicious food to eat, the best places to sleep, and the most fun they had ever had. The musicians played instruments, and everyone sang and danced and drank from cups covered in precious jewels. When the party was over, King Ahasuerus held another party for the people of Shushan. For 7 days, music echoed through the city, and the people ate and drank until they were full. On the 7th day of the party, when the king was drunk, he sent a message to his beautiful queen, Vashti. Come and see me and wear your royal crown, he said. Queen Vashti refused to see the king. No, she said, this is not right. I will not go. The king flew into a terrible rage. How shall I punish the queen for disobeying me? He shouted. The king's wise men had an idea. If other women hear what the queen has done, they might treat their husbands badly, they said. Send her away and find another queen to help you rule the kingdom. And the king did just that. Soon, many beautiful girls from every city began arriving at the palace. Each girl would be presented to the king, and the one whom he liked most would become the new queen. Among the officials at the palace was a Hebrew named Mordecai. He was of the tribe of Benjamin, one of the 12 tribes of Israel. King Nebuchadnezzar had taken Mordecai's family prisoner in Jerusalem and carried them back to Babylonia, a land that later became known as Persia. Many Hebrews still lived in Persia. When Mordecai heard the king was looking for a queen, he took his beautiful young cousin to the palace. Her name was Hadassah, but everyone called her Esther. Mordecai placed Esther in the care of Haggai, the man the king had chosen to take care of the girls. Before leaving the palace, Mordecai gave her special instructions. No matter what happens, do not tell people you are Hebrew or who I am. Esther nodded. I promise you that I will not say a word. That year, Esther and the girls lived at the palace and prepared to meet the king. They bathed in sweet perfume and soaked in fine oils. And every day they brushed their hair until it shone like polished stones. Will the king choose me? Wondered Esther. After 12 months, the girls were finally ready to meet the king. When it was Esther's turn, she stood before him and did not ask for anything except for what Haggai had told her. King Ahasuerus loved Esther more than all the other girls. She was not only beautiful, she was very wise. He knew he had found his bride. Placing a crown on her head, he made her queen instead of Vashti. The kingdom of Persia finally had a new queen. While Esther lived at the palace, Mordecai spent time at the king's gate. The king's gate was a large building near the palace. where people came to discuss important matters and to wait to see the king. One day while Mordecai was sitting at the gate, he overheard two men plotting to kill King Ahasuerus. Even worse, these men were the king's servants.
Oh my God. What type of man is this?
Mordecai was a loyal servant of the king. He had to act fast.
I'm snitching. I'm snitching.
He sent an urgent message to Esther,
Hey, come on over here. Let me get this message. Come on now. I got something to tell you. Hey, come here.
telling her about the evil plot. And Esther told the king. King Ahasuerus was filled with horror. How dare my servants try to kill me, he said. The two men were arrested and hanged.
Yeah. That's right. Get him out of Shushan. That's right. Disrespect him.
And an account of what had happened was written in the king's book of records. But Mordecai received no reward.
Oh, he ain't even look out for my brother. I looked out for him and saved his life. He ain't even do nothing for me.
King Ahasuerus couldn't rule the kingdom of Persia all by himself. He chose a man named Haman to help him make important decisions. Every person in the kingdom must bow down to Haman and do what he says, declared the king.
All y'all bow down. I'm in charge.
Haman was cruel and merciless and full of pride. Whenever he walked past the king's gate in Shushan, everyone bowed down before him. Everyone,
down.
that is, except for Mordecai.
Hey, you, bow.
Hey, don't come around here talking to me like that. I don't know who you think you're talking to.
The king said I'm in charge, so you have to bow.
I don't care. That's my cousin husband.
I am a Hebrew. I only bow down to Yahuwah,
You heard him?
the allure of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he said.
That's right.
I don't know who them little names are, but you better bow before I get you.
You gonna find out who.
Haman was a descendant of the Amalekites, the Hebrews' ancient enemies. He decided the day to kill Mordecai.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
All right.
If this man will not bow down before me, I will destroy him and all the Hebrews in the kingdom, he
I
said.
got you and all your little friends.
All bark, no bite. Y'all hear how you talking about us?
Haman began dreaming of different ways to destroy the Hebrews. He came up with a horrible plan. Bowing down before King Ahasuerus, he said, there are people in your kingdom who have their own laws. They do not keep your laws
They don't
and are
listen
making
to you at
trouble.
all.
If you destroy them, I will put lots of silver into the royal treasury. King Ahasuerus sat on his high throne and listened carefully. Then, taking a ring from his finger, he gave it to Haman. Deal with these people as you wish, he said. Haman smiled wickedly. The king's ring gave him permission to do whatever he pleased. He couldn't believe his luck.
Oh, yeah. It's my turn to rule now.
Before the king could change his mind, Haman wrote a new law saying that in 1 year's time, all Hebrews, young and old, women and children, must be killed and their possessions taken. The law was sealed with the king's ring so that no one could change it.
Ain't nobody changing this law.
When Mordecai learned about the new law Haman had made, he put on sackcloth and ashes to show he was sad. And walked through the city and crying loudly until he reached the king's gate. He knew the Hebrews were in big trouble. Esther heard that Mordecai was outside the king's gate She sent a servant to speak with him.
Cousin, do something. Cousin.
Mordecai told the servant everything that had happened.
You heard what he said. They're trying to take us out.
And how much money Haman had promised to pay the
He
king.
got all kind of money. He got it.
Mordecai gave the servant a copy of the law. Take this to Esther, he said. Tell her to go before the king and ask him to spare her life and the lives of all her people. Esther was scared to go before the king. She sent a message to Mordecai.
What'd she say? What'd she say? She gonna help us?
Anyone who goes before the king without permission will be put down unless the king holds out his golden scepter. Even though Esther's life was in great danger, Mordecai knew there was no other way to save the Hebrews.
We ain't got no other way. Tell her to go do something about it.
He told the servant to tell Esther, do not think you will escape because you are the queen. You must ask the king to save our people. Perhaps you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this.
Hey, if she don't do nothing, she gonna get got too, because he mad at us. And everybody want to kill her, so tell her that's why she there now. I'm gonna tell her who she is. Go tell her.
That evening, Esther stood on her balcony and looked out over Shushan. Her heart pounded with fear. Should she risk her life to save her people? Finally, she made up her mind. She sent a message to Mordecai. Gather together all the Hebrews in Shushan, said the letter. Do not eat or drink for 3 days. My servants and I will do the same. Then I will go and see the king. If I die, I die. 3 days later, Esther dressed herself in her beautiful royal robes and went into the inner parts of the palace to see the king. She was even more scared than before. But Esther had nothing to worry about. When the king saw his beautiful wife, he was happy. He held out his golden scepter and said to her, "What do you want? I will give you anything you ask." Esther breathed a sigh of relief. She stepped forward and carefully touched the golden scepter. "Please come to a banquet I have prepared for you," she said, "and bring Haman too." Later that day, the king and Haman attended the queen's banquet. During the meal, the king asked Esther, "What do you desire?" Later that day, the king and Haman attended the queen's banquet. During the meal, the king asked Esther, "What do you desire?" Esther replied, "Come with Haman to another banquet tomorrow. I will tell you then." Haman puffed out his chest. He was proud to eat and drink wine with the king of Persia. When he arrived home, he boasted to his wife and friends of his greatness.
Man, I'm so great. Guess what, y'all? I got to eat with the king and queen today. And I ate good. And she said I can go back tomorrow and get some more food. It's so good.
The queen has invited me to another banquet, he said. Then remembering Mordecai, he sighed.
You know what? None of this means nothing and Mordecai's still out there alive.
Yet, none of this means anything as long as that man is still alive. Haman's wife had a bad idea.
I got a bad idea.
Why don't you build a wooden structure and hang Mordecai on it?
Why don't you build a wooden structure? She said. Tomorrow, ask the king for permission and hang Mordecai on it. Then you can go to the banquet and be happy. Haman rubbed his hands together. What a tool idea. He said gleefully, I will do as you say. He had a set of gallows made that very day. That night, the king tossed and turned in his bed at the palace. He could not sleep. To pass time, he told his servants to read to him from the king's book of records. When the servant read that Mordecai had saved the king's life, the king asked, what reward was given to him for this? Nothing has been done, his servant answered. At that very moment, Haman arrived at the palace to see the king. Before he could say a word, the king said to him, how should I reward a man I wish to honor?
Ooh, he must be talking about me, since I'm so great. I'm basically him, you know what I'm saying?
Haman was full of pride. He believed the king was talking about him. This man is a hero, he said. Lead him on horseback through the city streets. Tell everyone, this is the man whom the king delights to honor.
Finally getting what I deserve.
To Haman's surprise, the king said to him, do this for Mordecai. Haman stared at the king in disbelief.
Mordecai? No way.
Yes, Mordecai. Yes.
He could hardly believe his ears. This was not what he had planned at all.
Go. Go now. Do it quickly, too.
Hey, don't have no attitude about it. I ain't
Whatever, Mordecai. Come on.
Haman had no choice but to obey the king. Gritting his teeth, he took Mordecai and led him on horseback through the streets of Shushan. First came the trumpet blowers, followed by fan bearers and a small group of soldiers on foot. Behind them rode Mordecai on the king's finest horse.
How y'all doing on Mordecai? Hey, everybody.
The horse don't like all that noise.
People lined the streets to see Mordecai.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the man being honored by the king. Haman shouted to the
This
crowd.
is the man being honored by the king. Or whatever.
The crowd laughed.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Whatever. I'm going to get all of y'all later, so y'all can stop laughing.
Everyone knew that Haman did not like Mordecai at all.
I thought I told you the horse don't like all that noise, so you're going to have to be quiet.
Back up, boy.
Later that day, Haman and the king came to the banquet Esther had prepared. While they were eating and drinking, the king asked Esther again, "What do you want? I will give you anything you desire." Esther answered, "Someone wants to destroy me and all the Hebrews in the kingdom. Please save our lives." The king threw his hands in the air. "Who would do such a thing?" he cried. Esther pointed straight at Haman. "Our enemy is the wicked Haman?"
No. It's probably him over there.
Is this true?
No.
What? Exploded the king.
Tell the truth.
He slammed his cup on the wine table. He slammed his cup of wine on the table.
Are you telling the truth? That is one of them.
Probably, I don't know.
Actually, I've been with them for a long time. And I haven't seen any of them do anything wrong. So it has to be you.
Has my faithful servant tricked me? He rose from the table and marched out the room. Haman's face turned white. His knees began to knock with fear. He knew he was in big trouble. Throwing himself at Esther's feet, he begged for his life. Please don't kill me.
Please, I have a wife and family at home. Please.
He cried. But it was too late. When King Ahasuerus returned to the banquet and learned that Haman had built a set of gallows to use against Mordecai, he said, "Hang Haman on it."
Attack him. Yes. Yeah.
And so it came to pass. The evil Haman died that day, just as the king commanded. That very same day, the king gave Haman's house all his possessions to Esther. Then he took the special ring from his own finger and gave it to Mordecai.
Hallelujah. I think I appreciate it.
"You are a good man," the king told him,
Hallelujah. Thank you. I appreciate
"and I need you to help me rule the kingdom." He placed a gold crown on Mordecai's head. And dressed him in fine linen robes.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And from that day on, Mordecai became more and more powerful in the kingdom of Persia. Esther had not forgotten that the Hebrews were in great danger. With tears in her eyes, she fell at the king's feet and begged him to save their lives.
Okay.
King Ahasuerus agreed to save the Hebrews' lives. He made a new law giving them permission to fight back against their enemies. Messengers riding fast horses delivered copies of the law to every province in the kingdom.
Giddy up. Good job, servant. You did good.
When the Hebrews heard about the new law, filled with joy, they threw a big party and had a holiday to celebrate. that year, on the day they were meant to be killed, the very opposite happened. The Hebrews gathered together in towns and cities and destroyed their enemies.
Go ahead. You got this.
Like he did. Thought you were dead. Oh man. To celebrate this victory, Esther and Mordecai sent letters to all the Hebrews in the kingdom, telling them to always remember this time when they defeated their enemies. Yahuwah had used the queen of Persia to save his people. The end.
Always remember. Always remember. Always remember. Always remember. Always remember.
So how was worship for you all? What do y'all experience?
It was through. It's great to be able to worship and get into the Ruach before we do anything because you're setting the atmosphere. So it's always through to do that before you do anything or continue.
That's beautiful.
It was a great experience. I really felt connected before we did the play. So it was very cool.
That's beautiful.
Do the stomp, hear me. Do the stomp. Do the stomp, hear me. Do the stomp. Do the stomp. Do the stomp, hear me. Do the stomp. Do the stomp. 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 Alright, lean to the left for your whore. Lean to the left for your whore.
So I kind of saw that you all were in the play yourselves. So how do you feel like that went?
The play was through. It was great to be able to act it out with the other children and, to see us doing it like our way. So showing how it was by us doing it. Like, it's great to be able to act it out and not just read it.
I feel like everything fell in place when we did the actual play because we was not there for some parts of the play, but once the day of the play came, I feel like everybody just brought it all together. So I think it went pretty good.
Now the women that came to the palace. 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 Now the prince of Persia, princess of Persia, princess of Persia. Come on, princess.
Just looking at, the story of Hadassah and whatnot, how do y'all, think that impacted your life? Just learning about the story of Hadassah, reading it.
So one of the things that I really looked at when reading and looking at the story of Hadassah is how when Haman, when he felt the need to have to kill somebody because they didn't bow down to him, it was a root of jealousy that he had in his heart, and it makes you realize what envy and jealousy can really do. How even though something small can turn into something big, to where even because it was one person and they didn't bow to him, so even it was that one person that caused him to want to kill all of them. So he didn't stop there, but it was uprooted in his heart so much that he had to go to extra length. So just knowing in my life, not to just, to bond with the sisters and bond with everybody and not look at somebody and be like, hey, you should do this because I want you to do it. Because it just builds something that you can't come back from.
I learned that Yahuwah can use you for big things and small things, even if you're scared to. Like Esther, the queen who became the queen, she saved her people from being killed, and even though she was scared to go up to the king and tell him that, she still did it out of faith. that Yahuwah would save her. So when she did that, that basically told me, well, I shouldn't be scared to do some things. Even if I feel like that it's not gonna go in place, I should just do it. Just go ahead and do it and see how it turns out.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I agree with both of y'all points. I just praise Yahushua that we have the opportunity to still, have this part of our ancestry alive today and just be able to reminisce on the story and still learn and take from it. So praise Yahushua.
We lifting up the, one more time, we lifting